Namaskar. I'm Kumar Rakesh and you're watching Global Governance News TV. Today we're going to discuss the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff of Bharat, General Bipin Rawat, and his wife and others, this untimely death in a helicopter crash, and what is the concern of the defense security, and how Bharat should be go. And if you see our just gratitude and just to uh, General Rawat, and really shocking news for everyone. And already President of Bharat Ramnath Kovind, Prime Minister, Vice President, Defense Minister, all paid tributes for this the great uh, brave son of the Bharat, and nation has lost one of his bravest son. And his 4 decades of the selfless service to the motherland was marked by the exceptional gallantry and heroism. Condolence to his family, and as President of India tweeted and said, Modi said the outstanding soldiers, this is the Police Prime Minister, that the General Bipin Rawat was an outstanding soldier and true patriot. He greatly contributed to the modernizing of the armed forces and the security apparatus. His insights and perspectives, strategic matters were exceptional. His passing away has saddened me deeply as the first CDS of the independent Bharat and appointed by Prime Minister of Bharat, Narendra Bhai Modi. This is his personal loss also, as he just wrote into it. I'm deeply anguished by the helicopter crash in Tamil Nadu, in which I've lost General Bipin Rawat, his wife, and other personals of the armed forces. They served India with the utmost diligence. My thoughts are with the bereaved families. And if you see, there are so many controversial tweets also on these issues, and also chairs a CCC meeting on the IF chopper crash. Union Minister of Defense of the State Ajay Bhatt also said in the Parliament. This the other incidents also happened in our country. Their long list. Last 2 years, I think 7 major incidents held. And if I say you the a list of the deadly military plane crashes in India, 2001, Mirage 200, 2021, August 25, MiG-21 fighter aircraft crashed. IF pilot was killed in MiG-21 aircraft crash in Punjab. Moga in May 2021, group captain of IF was killed in the MiG-21 Bison aircraft in Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior, March 17, 2021, and MiG-21 Bison aircraft crashed to the landing the Rajasthan Suratgarh on January 5th, 2021. Early in February 2019, two aircraft IF aerobatic team Sojkiran crashed after hitting each other. The media and killing the pilot. Injured two were ejected to safety during a rehearsal for the Air India show. Earlier in October 2017, at least 7 people died when Indian Air Force chopper crashed during a training sortie near the Tamang in Arunachal Pradesh. Earlier in December 2015, 10 border security force personnel were killed when a paramilitary plane carrying them crashed near Delhi airports. And just in add the helicopter crash, the major incident, as I remembered, Lok Sabha Speaker Bali Yogi just died in the helicopter crash. The Andhra Chief Minister, then Rajshekhar Reddy, the father of the current Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy of Andhra Pradesh, also killed in the helicopter crash, and mother of Sindhya with the our journalist also killed in helicopter crash. Major incidents. Why this happened? Are why should not be stopped? Why not stop till that? I just first, but before going discussion, I just paid tribute to General Bipin Rawat. I was the four-star general of the Indian Army. On 16 March 1958. Now, today he said, I think he'll with us always. And he was appointed first CDS of India as a top president with 20. Prior taking over the CDS, he served the 57th and last chairman of Chief of Staff Committee, as well as 26th Chief of Army Staff in the Indian Army. And the best helicopter as considered, and the Mi-17 and with double engine, but cast who says how it happened. Court of inquiry has been ordered by the government to find out the reason. One Mr. Group Captain Barun alive, and they are in the so serious, except them all did with his wife Mandulika Rawat and others. And Rawat was commissioned in the 5th Battalion of the 11th Gorkha Rifles in December 1978. Same unit his father. Father was also much experienced in the high altitude war, spontaneous conduct in the counter-insurgency. Lakshman Singh Rawat was Lieutenant General. He was appointed as a very lower post, host to the above the all from the Uttarakhand. Our Raja Mola is with Uttarakhand. He is with us. We'll discuss also how the land of Uttarakhand is full of the warriors, how we lost, why we lost, how just, we should go. He was a UN Mission Congo, so many awards. You can just, I can tell you, this is a uh, many awards, whatever we presume for the army personnel, from the Seva Medal, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal, Lati Seva Medal, Yuddha Seva Medal, Sena Medal, Visi Seva Medal, well, long list. And when our last Dalbir Singh Suhag handing over the baton to Rawat at the army headquarters at that time, and long experience and crusader, real crusader. If you remember the Pulwama, you remember General Rawat. If you remember after 370 fact in Jammu Kashmir, we'll remember General Rawat. If you talk the Doklam crisis, we'll remember Rawat. You remember any big operation of Northeastern state, we'll remember Rawat. And the counterinsurgency expert will remember. Always remember, we can't forget this warrior of our country. And just we see how this incident happened. Just you see some footages and of the videos how the helicopter crash near Tamil Nadu, and all are just the whole country's grief. I just am showing you some footages of the helicopter crash. Please, so please. Just see the rest of that helicopter crash. This is sea. You can't imagine anybody can just save how is this. That's nearby the 10 kilometers from the destination. And where's the takeoff? Somebody say weather was not good. Somebody says, but I don't think I think weather was good. The double engine helicopter. But this is the last journey. Really shocked. Shocking news for the country. Shocking news for each and every person. How we lost our the great warrior of the country. Salute to him. Salute to all military personnel who were with him, all the staffs.
ഇതാ എമർജൻസി ഇതാ കൊണ്ടുപോകണം ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇതാ എമർജൻസി
So, just to pay tributes from our Global Governance News Group and Samag Bharat Media Group to the great of our country. So yes, we have to discuss now today why discussing how the security lapses. It is a the defense security, and what happened, why this incident happened. What's the reason behind it? How do you analyze it? How we are just losing and have been lost so many warriors like that. What's the reason behind it? Why? What the government of India is doing? And today in social media, if you see some reactions, me like person just try to suit them whatever concern, how they are making the emojis against our great warrior and leader, and what for? And I'll take the reaction from Anita Chaudhary, just how the politicians also just making the comment, Rahul Gandhi like nonsense politician. So I start from Ajay Sharma ji. You are also from the BJP and also with the so many industrial organization. How just you think the incident with the fake tribute to our previous
A very
General
good
Rawat?
evening to all of you. And Rakesh ji, through your channel, I would like to convey our deepest gratitude and deepest condolences on this very unfortunate tragedy today to General Rawat's family and to his well-wishers across the country. It's a natural disaster. It's a very, very unfortunate unfolding of events. And we just saw on your channel how, the chopper with that crash. And I think there was some uh, explosion or while the chopper was in the air. So, of course, it is a very, very serious matter. And this needs to be seriously investigated, not only one, but several agencies and experts. Is this a case of sabotage? Because our understanding is that the way we are seeing in the global scenario how China, Russia, and USA are facing very very serious Cold War, and India, of course, at times a pawn in the hands of these people. And of course, defense is one area where there's a lot of interest by the Russians, the Chinese, and the Americans, particularly for India, because India remains one of the largest exporters of defense equipments on the in the world. Though this, I'm been told that this Russian is one of the most well-equipped and advanced helicopter, but what we witnessed today is a very, very unfortunate, scenario. It's a national tragedy. We have deepest regards for General Rawat. We know he's a national hero. How he has been always at the forefront, literally leading our Jawans from the front of the in the sense, whether it's northeast, whether it's the northmost parts of our countries. So it's a very very unfortunate story today, Rakeshji, and I'm very saddened. In fact, the entire nation is sad with the loss of this hero, national hero, in General Bipin Rawat.
So how the Ajay Ramola ji, how just you think about the incident and I think do you think that this is security lapses and how just our defense personnel just killed and died in this type of incident? And
I think
he was from the Uttarakhand and very simple family, just 0 to 100, just he has grown like that with his dedication, the work, and contribution to the country.
I think so. It is a very tragic day today, not only for the country but especially for Uttarakhand, as he was son of soil, uh, and he hailed from a village in Gadwal, born in a army family, three generation. He was third generation army officer, and uh, he was born in Senji village in Pori Gadwal district. He
Yeah.
was third generation army officer, and in his family, and his father, Lieutenant General Lakshman Rawat, rose to become a Lieutenant General in Indian Army, and also served as Deputy Chief of Army. General Bipin Rawat. Uh, what can I say? I mean, it is a sad day for in Uttarakhand. I mean, it is very tragic. It's hard to believe that such a noble soul is not among us today, and the way it has happened, way the crash has happened. I mean, some say that it might be a case of sabotage. Some say it might be. some faltering of some equipment or something, but that is to be investigated. I can only say that we in Uttarakhand we have lost a son of soil. I mean, who was dedicated to his service, who was at the forefront of and who cared for the Jawans, who cared for the last man, the man on the front, uh, and such a honorable human being. I mean, I remember a friend of mine had made some pahadi topi uh, for him and sent it to Delhi, presented him in Delhi through courier. He immediately replied with a letter of thanks to him. So such was his promptness to people who appreciated him, to people who loved him, and he loved Garhwal. I mean, he liked coming to the village. I mean, it's a small village. He liked coming to the village
Still,
and
there is no road to the village connected to village. It's still
yes,
also.
yes, but he loved coming back, and
Yeah.
his schooling was from Cambridge Hall School, Dehradun, and at Saint Edward's, Shimla. So he was man of mountain, and the first CDS. I mean, it was an honor for all of us,
Yeah.
especially, and uh, I mean, I don't have words to say. What can I say? I mean, it is a sad day. It is really a sad day, and the whole incident should be investigated further.
Okay, nice. Anita ji also there, and Vandana ji also from Chicago. Vandana ji, please correct your frame. His frame is going to out your face. So Anita ji, how just to see the all the incident? How just paying tribute to General Rawat, and how the political reactions are there, and how you seeing the any lapses in the security, defense security, and how just you analyze and see the things. Anita ji.
If this is the question for me, so good evening,
Yeah, yeah.
everyone. And
No,
I
it is
don't
for you.
think he was
It is
the
for you.
chief
It is
of
for you.
defense. I don't think any security labs. He was the chief of defense staff, but they still the court of inquiry has ordered, and we will see what is the come out of this inquiry. But we cannot deny that it can be a conspiracy because we are living in a cyber world, and the world is going through a cyber war. So maybe the kind of defeat he has given to the China and Pakistan, the kind of words, strong words he has used against the China. We have seen during this Ladakh standoff period, the word of General Vipin Rawat was, we will not fire first. हमारी पहली गोली नहीं होगी, लेकिन अगर एक भी गोली उधर से चली तो हम गोलियों को गिनेंगे नहीं. This was the word of
Yeah,
CDOs of this country against China. We can imagine
in
the
Doklam, yeah.
jigra of that the Veer Putra, an outstanding soldier, and I can say it's a big loss for the country. The kind of word every time he used during the Pulwama attack. After that attack, he has done the. He was the mastermind of all the surgical strike and the uh, uh, airstrike in Balakot. And after that, the intrusion from the infiltration has increased from the Pakistan side. And on that time, when the question has put in front of him by the media that what is the solution, because these kind of things are going on, and what is the solution for the Indian army, because since long we are facing this. He has said we are giving a very befitting answer to these Pakistanis infiltrate, but we have also ready and prepared our land. उनको जमीन 2 गज जमीन में कैसे गाड़ना है ये हमें आता है. This was the statement given by the CDS of this country. So you can understand that what kind of that shaurya, you can say, the daring personality he was. But if we will talk about his journey from the Gadwal to the Raisina road, a wonderful journey.
Yeah.
Wonderful journey. from colonel to general, and from captain to brigadier. Every time he has performed well. If you go through the working journey of the Bipin Rawat, it's a outstanding journey, and he was a true patriot, we can say. But I don't know why few people, we have lost a son of Bipin
Yeah.
Rawat, a true patriot, and a true Indian. We have seen few last year visual when he was on the visit of the Uttar Pradesh, and he was in civilian dress, and he went to the Gorakhnath Mandir. The kind of puja he has performed over there, he has, so that maybe he was a general, and maybe he has a different life, because we all know that army life is totally different from the civilian life. But how
Anitaji,
he was attached with
Anitaji, time of break.
his
After break, I'll
customs
come
and
to you.
culture.
This is time of break, and break, I'll come to you. Thank you. Welcome after break. Just Anitaji was saying just to pay tribute to Ajay Remola and Ajay Sharma ji also. Vandana ji, in the city of Chicago in America, just you shared with just the first morning, just you see the shocking news. Not that every Indian, any part of the world, if you see and analyze like that, every Indian in any part of the world is shocking. So how do you analyze this all stories, plane crashes, this helicopter crashes?
Namaskar. Sometimes you have to find words. I woke up this morning and I just picked up, I was still in the bed. I picked up my phone, and we do have a group called Ethnic Media. And one of our journalists, he's from Kerala, so he had that as a breaking news. But that was written in Malayalam. I could not read
Yeah.
the message. So I asked Ellen, please translate. In the meantime, because this is something related to our Bharat, motherland, and General Bipin Rawat. So his picture was there. So I just, fraction of second, I just touched to the Google uh, before I could type Bipin Rawat, and that is coming as a breaking news. So you can very well imagine, means what, because then I started going to my Facebook page and I saw friends posting that this has happened, because uh, Kumar Rakeshji, as we have seen this an individual, we have seen the journey of his life, from zero to hero. He was a true soldier. He was son of the soil. What he has done actually is a role model to many, many. I mean, if you just see, uh, and hope for so many. I mean, come from a very humble family. And then the one video that I got, because when we are, as in woman, when I'm making a chapati, in, like, if my finger burns little bit with that smoke, how painful it is, when you're doing the chapati, the fulka, with the steam of that, and his body was burned. They are carrying him in that sheet. I could not, I mean, I cannot. And then on the other side, I'm seeing that the celebration part of it, means how people are rejoicing. This means they are,
Some people are just they're called the international. They're supposed to be shot like anything, as I
means
know.
like, yeah. And then this Colonel Bakshi, can you believe it, he's writing about the karma thing and being in a uniform. I mean, like, you feel like all his whatever he has got from the army, it should all be stripped him off. Like, this is a time, I mean, in our Sanskriti, in our dharma, like, if something happens like this, we get speechless. At the time you can think about the two daughters, what is going through. and
Yeah.
and can you think about, like, 5 minutes before this would have happened, what would have been going on in their mind? A husband and wife, when they boarded that helicopter, did they thought of it? Anybody has a clue of it? And then politics on this, shame. But there should be an investigation, because this is a huge loss. There are some losses which cannot be. Nation has to move, I do agree, and we all have to do our dharma, but things don't get repeat. And as Ajay Ramolaji said, like, for Uttarakhand Devbhumi, I mean, you can very well imagine the
Yeah.
episode that he mentioned, that somebody woved a cap for him, and person at that level being so humble, so much to be
So,
learned, so much to
yeah.
be learned from him. I mean, like, दिवंगत आत्मा की शांति के लिए ओम सदगति, and all those people, those who have lost life with him. I mean, I तो am, एक तो दुख है, दूसरा दूसरे साइड के लिए इतना क्रोध भी है कि किस तरह से कोई इस तरह से बात कर सकता है. How somebody can be so insensitive? They are worse than animals, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah, you're right. So, Ajay Ramolaji, how just Bandanaji mentioned, I think this is already court of inquiry has been ordered, and I think maybe regions the man machine and whatever weather was good. What is the problem with the man and machine? And I think more than I think 2 years, more the major incident and military helicopter crashes, most of the MiG and other way. Why only MiG? That is also matter of questions. And you see, this is do you think this is a lapses in the military security? And what's the reason behind it? So,
I think,
how?
yeah, I think it was the way I saw the visuals of the helicopter burning in the midair. I mean, that really surprises me, because before any VIP or any person takes off on a helicopter, it is checked, it is thoroughly checked, it is
Just see the helicopter, how they crash
yes,
so height,
it is rechecked. Yeah. So the way it is going, I mean, it could
the
be
double engine
sabotage.
helicopter. Yeah,
You cannot deny the sabotage. You cannot deny somebody, firing something or some, because most of that area um, is under some area in South India is also under a Naxal problem. So it could be anything. I mean, it is very preemptive to say anything right now, but there has to be an investigation because it is CDS. We are talking about the Chief Defensive Staff. There
yeah,
has to be happen a high level inquiry has to happen on why it happened. And I will tell you one more thing, sir. The CDS Vipin Rawat was to inaugurate, was to come to IMA passing out parade along with the President Ramnath Kovind on December 11th, which is a few days from now. So he was scheduled to be here. So it is a deep loss for Uttarakhand. I mean, uh,
for
his
country also, he's a
yes,
man of
for
soil
country
and
also,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for country also, but for Uttarakhand and Dehradun, because he was scheduled to visit the place within 2 or 3 days, and everybody was eagerly awaiting his visit to Dehradun to IMA, from where the general cadets would pass out shortly. So I mean, yes, the investigation has to be done on why it happened, and I don't know. I mean, if he was he in some say he was on to Wellington, going to Wellington to attend some function there. Uh,
yeah,
yeah. So what are the details? I mean, they will come out shortly within 2 or 3 days. But the whole incident has to be thoroughly investigated,
yeah,
and that would be a great tribute to the man. Uh,
yeah,
what actually happened. So I think so. And the second part is the technical part, which you said that why Russian equipments, why Russian machines are getting be it MiG 25, MiG 21 or something.
Last
So
5 6 years, if you see the
yes,
analyze the only MiG, why only
yes,
MiG?
yeah, yeah.
That's a good plane, a nice plane.
There was one MiG, and then there was one in Arunachal Pradesh, the AN 32 or something.
Made
Uh,
incident, yeah,
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 Yes.
More
So
than
I think so.
since
I
last
think
five
so.
years, more than 41 military
Yes.
crashes.
I think
I
so. We
have
have
one
to.
question.
Yeah,
I think so.
He
We
was
have.
flying from where to Tamil Nadu in the helicopter? Why
there
such a big?
Kunnur. This
Huh?
is Kunnur, going actually from the base of Tamil Nadu, going to the another program with
Oh,
all officials and with wife also.
yeah, yeah, Madhuji.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So all 14, 13 already no more, and one Mr. Group Captain Barun is under treatment. He is serious injuries. Anyhow, he has
So how
taken
long was the helicopter ride? If I
just I think not a half an hour. I think more than whatever is according to reports.
okay.
The distance only for 10 kilometers. So Anita ji, how just you see the this is a military security lapses and other the what may be the reason court of inquiry has been ordered. So before we can't say, but there is a lapses. Anita ji, Anita ji, do you hear me?
She's on the phone.
I think so.
Ha,
Anita ji.
hello.
Sir, please, I
Hello.
think you have the phone. Yeah. So my question is, how just you analyze this is the military lapses and the man, machine, and whatever, and the weather, and how just the weather was good. Somebody said the weather was not good. So do you think the
No, no, no.
this is like
Yeah, the official statement is not saying that it was because of bad weather. The official statement is saying that there was some kind of deep pressure in cockpit. The prima facie is coming like that only. That is the deep pressure in the cockpit. That's why the incident has happened. The court of inquiry has ordered, and whatever will come will go by that only. Rakesh ji, this is a very high level thing, and if we will put any kind of statement, it will come under immature statement. So I don't want to say anything. It's a security lapse, or it's a
do
uh,
you think any
uh,
conspiracy?
irregularities.
Do you
But
smell any
yes,
conspiracy?
that's yes, but yes, I have that is the because the uh, chief of defense staff was traveling, and the security of the chief of defense staff is much more higher than any other body of this country. If you will talk, the most secured person in this country is the army chief initially, and from 2020 it is chief of defense staff. The most secure, the kind of high security they got, it's unbelievable. All kind of agency, all kind of clearance. After the all kind of clearance, then only they can travel, then only they can move. But if all the things has taken care of, and after that also this incident has happened, so it means sometimes you have we always find the some kind of technical problem when we do our shows also. Apart from everything is fine, so maybe the technical things can happen anytime, anywhere. So maybe it's a technical problem, but we cannot ignore that may be some kind of conspiracy too. We should not ignore any kind of. The agencies will do all the investigation from all the sides. What was the
Yeah.
reason why it has happened? Where is the what kind of lapses has is the all the security clearance has taken care of on that time, or any kind of thing. Everything will be considered during this investigation. So we should wait, and we should then only we can put any statement. After that inquiry also we will do some one show, because if it will be one liner statement, it was a technical fault, then I think the government of India should get aware, get on alert from all kind of lapses, because it's
Okay.
a big loss for the country. And
Okay.
it should be not one the people of this country is not going to take it in one liner statement, it was a technical fault.
Yeah. So Ajay Sharma ji, do you think just as a part of the party BJP and also in the party intellectual cell and as a citizen and as also representative of very big industrial organization, how do you think there is any smell, any conspiracy against about the CDS? The first time in the Bharat history, the CDS post was created. First time. So he was just keeping an eye on
So,
the all.
yes, Rakesh ji, I call this was the first time in the history that Special Secretary Military Affairs, and Rawat was the first Secretary of Military Affairs, and it is not a coincidence. Uh, Putin from Russia was here, and the crash today only highlighted the helicopter, which is also incidentally, but this is the helicopter is very safe. My understanding,
Your voice is
this
breaking.
has always been
Your
part.
voice is breaking, Ajay. Actually, he was in a car.
Just
He's driving, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, just a sec. Yeah,
Not
can you hear
driving,
me
he's in the
now?
car, but while driving, he can't speak. Yeah, no problem. So, how just Vandanaji, how just you think? He's the master of the surgical strike and the great warrior and the great loss to the India.
I mean, we did a show yesterday about Putin's visit. I mean, you said 28 packs being signed, a lot of equipments, defense, and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
this particular thing cannot be ignored. When I think Anita ji did mention the inquiry, because when it talks about not only VIP, VVIP, I mean, like,
yeah,
so what is, I mean, that's what is raising my eyebrows. Because if it is, because is it not being tested before? Means how could that be? There are so many in the line after him. I mean, how could that be? This is a very big lapse if it is even a technical thing. So this has to be found out. Means, like, no matter, nobody should be spared up, and it should be timely done inquiry. Means, I means, and due respect to the people, those who will be conducting, I think they'll be able to do the fair job.
yes. So thank
So,
you and all
Rakesh
of
ji, can
you.
I come in?
Please, just last comment.
Yeah, so
Please.
I was just completing that. Perhaps this needs a joint investigation, and I would also urge that the Indian government should also take help, technical help of the Russian agencies to understand that how this fatality has occurred. Because the international situation at the moment is very fragile, especially looking at the relationship between Russia, China, and US. And India is always a center of interest for all three nations. So I would request
Yeah,
through your
your hunch
channel
may be
that
actually, as we know, the government has ordered the court of inquiry. So before we can't speculate what happened, what will happen. So I
no,
think
that
we
is
should not
fine.
do
But we would
further.
also urge the government of India. We would also urge the government of India
But
to
we
invite
should
the
not
agency
deny the
of
conspiracy
in
angle.
assisting.
Yeah, I agree. I totally
We
agree
should
with you.
not deny the conspiracy angle. We are living in a cyber world,
Yes,
and
Yeah,
it has
yes.
happened in Tamil Nadu and Kannur, and we
Yes,
know
yes, yeah, absolutely. That cannot be. Anita ji, you just nailed it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
we
Okay,
cannot ignore that. We
And we
cannot
are,
ignore that. It has happened in Tamil Nadu,
yeah.
it
in
has
southern
happened in
India.
Tamil
Okay,
Nadu.
let us see. Let us
No,
see. Let
India
us
is
see.
always an interest of state interest to all these nations. So therefore, I would urge that the Russian agencies are also invited because this was a Russian make helicopter, and they are able
Yeah,
to throw some more light on why this failure happened. Because through your channel, I could see that there was a burst in the air while the helicopter was still there.
no,
There was no question of crash.
it never
There's
happens. It never
explosion.
happens like that. Never happens like that.
Yes, yes. So
Never
it is
before
very,
I have seen,
very
and never heard, and never read like that. How
absolutely.
this
And
crash.
it's a
So
twin.
you
It's
keep,
twin.
yeah,
There is an
while
explosion.
landing, we have heard the crashes while landing, but like right on the air,
एक
fully blown
डिबेट में
off.
बैठे
So,
हो
Yeah, yeah.
So there seems to be a fire and explosion in the helicopter while it was in the air. So therefore, this needs to be further investigated,
Yeah.
and there could be
So,
a security lapse from within our own system, set up our own
so
system.
nice of you. Just you participate in the show, and with after the inquiry report, we'll again we'll just discuss on the all issue. This is security concern, the nation concern, person concern, the safety of the every Bharatiya Indian concern. So I think appeal through our this medium to the government with India, Modi government, they should take stern action to concern as we can and august that molds of the country who are just
Correct.
tweeting trying to enjoy in the social media, they should be handled.
Absolutely. Nobody should
So,
be spared.
just with these
Absolutely.
lines, I just we just with these lines, we just pay tributes. A very nice line just for the General Rawat and all the military personnel who lost their lives in this unfortunate incident. देश को कर देकर गहरी नींद सो गए, फिर से वीर भारत माँ के शहीद हो गए, बलिदान तुम्हारा यह देश कभी ना भूल पाएगा, याद करेगा तुमको और वंदे मातरम गाएगा। देश को तुम एक नई ऊर्जा का बीज बो गए, फिर से वीर भारत माँ के शहीद हो गए। एक नया इतिहास लिखकर जनरल रावत लिखकर सन्नाटे में खो गए, फिर से वीर भारत माँ के शहीद हो गए। नमन उनको, नमन, and tribute the all the बलिदानी and all the martyrs of our country. जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Jai Hind.